Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast, Tips Appreciated. I'm Vic,
This is Eddie.
and welcome. So, today's topic, food conspiracy. We've all heard them.
Dum dum dum.
Now, is it real or fake?
So today we picked three that we're gonna talk, debate through. We definitely want to hear from you guys in the comments below or DM us. But these are the three that we thought that were the most interesting. So Vic, do you want to intro the three of which one we're gonna do?
Okay, so where's my go-to coffee place on a rush? Like, obviously not my favorite, but most convenient place to go to. Starbucks.
I would say.
So, yeah, when they're like, okay, what's your name? You always say like Vic or Eddie. Have you ever had them like butcher your name before on the cups?
I think so. I mean, for me, where I see all the butchering of names is either through you
Yeah.
or on social. So, lots of our other friends. But, there's lots of conspiracy behind the scenes in terms of, are they doing this on purpose? Or is it just they're so busy that they go through so many names? And so they're like, yeah, that's what I thought I heard. And then, write it down and then off you go. Then as we go, it's almost like, what's the first thing we check? Whether the drink is right and whether they got your name right, and then whether you should laugh or not. Right?
Yeah. Well, every time I look at it, I was like, is this my drink or is it somebody else?
Right.
Who is it? Right. And then you look at the order, you're like, oh, okay, it is mine. They just butchered my name. Even though sometimes I go, it's called V or spelled VIC, and they always manage to like screw it up, which is like,
Right.
okay, what's the point?
So what's some of the funniest ones you've gotten?
So first one.
Close?
Yeah, close.
All right.
See, that's what he even wrote. At least she was close. That's
Nice.
fine. Like, I'd rather have this than the other ones I've had. Okay, so there's that one. Bic.
Oh, like the pen.
Yeah, the
Nice.
Big Pen. See,
All right.
I like my comment here. So I even told her how to spell my name,
Yeah.
right? VIC, but Bic. Okay. And then vet, VET, or
E.T.?
is that a O? I
Maybe
don't know.
maybe she or he just got confused. Maybe it was VEC, and then they changed their mind to VET at the end. Like, whatever.
Yeah, and
that's the
then
name
it's
I'll
like,
give her.
okay, yeah,
So,
that's
maybe.
my name. Okay,
Funny.
let's go with this
Ooh,
one.
there's more.
Yeah, Vicky. Come on, I never say Vicky. It's always Vic. All right, so
Wow.
they're probably like, oh, whatever. Her name's Vicky.
Yeah.
See, I double checked to make sure it was my drink, and it was.
Okay.
And no one went for it, so I was like,
They gave
okay.
you a new nickname.
Yeah, they gave
Like
me a new
me.
name.
So me could either be Edmund, which is my name on my birth certificate,
Mhm.
and then there's Eddie, how I introduce myself, and then there's Ed. So all three are fine, but you got Vicky today, so
Yeah.
there you go. All
So
right.
I think this one is probably my favorite.
Ooh.
VC.
Nice.
Like, what? I was like, oh, okay. Not
Well,
close.
That's
but,
close. I'll pronounce it Vic.
right? Yeah.
Vic. Just kidding. That is a close one.
Yeah. So and you saw like each time I do tag Starbucks, right? Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks here. Starbucks Canada. Oh, at least this one I didn't, but after I did.
Any response? No, right?
No response. But the whole conspiracy theory about this one is that they mess up your name on purpose, so then you would post it on social media, and then it's kind of free advertisement.
Right. So basically, a marketing strategy for them.
Even though I don't think they really need it, because everyone knows Starbucks. Like their logo is pretty iconic with the mermaid, and it's everywhere. Like it's on like every block. So
maybe it's just like part of the experience or aura, right? Because every brand will go for the best experience possible, and this just kind of maybe has grown into a thing for them. Who knows? So do you believe it? Do you think it's a marketing thing, or do you think they're just like whatever?
I don't think it is. I really think it's just the barista just having fun with us, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because wasn't there news not that long ago how someone made like a comment or wrote a name for that person and they saw it on the receipt or something like that? Like they had a note about describing the person.
Oh, maybe. Uh,
So I really think it's either the barista can't really hear you or they're just having
right.
like a day. Just
That's
like
true.
whatever.
Your name is that next order because we know your drink's gonna be good and you won't complain. Maybe. I
Maybe.
don't know.
But yeah, what do you guys think? Like, do you think it's just whatever or meh? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, for all you marketers that are listening, tell me or tell us if you would do something like this, or if you think Starbucks would do something like this. Do you think it's a good marketing campaign? Do you think it's a good strategy? I personally think it's a possibility, so I'm not going to fully close the door on that one. But I do think it just naturally grew out of it. So at the beginning, I would say it wasn't a thing. And then as it got to be a thing, I think, it just became something for them to
It's smart.
it's smart. Yeah. I think
So
there's,
smart.
it's
Like,
just free advertising, right?
oh
Basically.
yeah. Like people post I posted it and I always
Yeah.
see people post their names too being butchered. So
Yep.
yeah, that's free publicity for them.
Yeah.
Smart.
So maybe even not Starbucks. Like, where have you gone where they've completely butchered your name? I mean, for me, I think the funniest one for me was an old at school. I think I was in elementary at the time, and I introduced myself as Edmund. And that in itself is I always get the what after, even today. But that time he called me Edman, EDMAN, and even got to a point where you usually exchange greetings during the holidays with cards or Halloween, I don't know, whatever it is. But he wrote Edman, EDMAN.
Is
So
that why you have people calling you Eddie now?
yeah, well, Eddie's sort of grown. It's weird because sometimes when I say Edmund, I get Edwin, like
Oh.
EDWIN. I get Edward, which is not close, and then friends call me Eddie or Edmund. So whichever part of the world or whatever. And
Hmm.
then if people are unsure, I get the Ed. So yeah, it's just like, Ed, is that okay? So I'm like,
Well,
yes,
it's
it's
better
fine.
than Ed Man.
Ed Man, yeah, but it's very memorable. So maybe that's what Starbucks is going after too, is pure memories. So yes, let us know in the comments. Feel free to DM us, tag us, whatever. But we'd love to hear from you. I think this is going to be a forever conspiracy theory, although Starbucks did close a bunch of stores. but hey, we'll see, right? So
Hmm. On to the second conspiracy. McDonald's,
McDonald's. What about McDonald's?
their ice cream machine.
Oh, it's broken.
Yes, like,
Ah, yes. And smoothie machine, ice cream and smoothie machine.
oh, okay.
I've gotten more of the smoothies because my daughter is allergic, and so we can't have their ice cream because of
Oh, dang.
contamination. So we don't miss the ice cream too much, but I always get the smoothie machine is broken. Yeah. So tell me about the ice cream one. I'm wondering if it's the same thing.
Okay, well, the ice cream one is like for myself. This probably only happened once. It never really bothered me until just reading all these like tweets and be like, okay, every time I go to order ice cream, they're like, oh, my machine is down. It's like, really? Like all the
It's in the
time?
middle of summer.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's like, what are they doing? Like, how are they not having ice cream? I want my McFlurry. But that only happened to me actually once when we're going through a drive-through. I was like, oh man, I'm really craving a McFlurry in this like summer weather. And then yeah, their machine was broken. I was like, really? Okay, maybe it's just the McFlurry like machine that you can't like mix up the flavors or something. But what about like just a soft serve? Like can I get an ice cream cone? It's like, no, it's broken. I'm like, oh man, like seriously?
So what's the conspiracy there? Do you think they just don't want to make it,
Yeah,
or
like they don't want to serve
yeah,
you ice cream or they I don't know, it's too much work. I don't see why it's too much work, but Yeah, that's the
It,
conspiracy. How every time they go get an ice cream, it's broken.
yeah. Well, didn't you find
Yes.
a tweet somewhere there?
So I guess this person worked at McDonald's. Like, by the way, I used to work in McDonald's. The ice cream machine was never broken. It just takes 3 hours to clean. So we used to say it was broke. So we didn't have to serve
There you
you
go.
lots. Cheers.
All
So
right. So for the smoothie one, I got the broken one, and my instinct was exactly that. They just didn't, either they hadn't cleaned it yet, or it wasn't working because they just too lazy to maybe make it, or they just didn't get it going yet. I don't know.
that's weird because for myself, I used to work at a deli, right?
Mm,
So before the store, say half an hour before the store would close, we would clean the slicers and stuff because, it takes so much time to clean it. And then when people would come, it's like, oh, can I get deli meat? And you're like, oh, for real? Like, really? You're going to come 10 minutes before the store closed? I'm not going to be like, oh, no, sorry, they're both broken. I'm going to serve
yeah.
them, right? So,
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
there's a lot of that, right? Like I worked a lot of retail jobs in the past, and you're counting down the minutes before store closes so you
Mm-hmm.
can get out. And so you always get the eye roll when somebody comes into your store. I just folded those jeans. Why are you touching them? So,
But then if McDonald's, what time are you going that they're saying, oh, sorry, it's broken? Like it's nice that it takes them 3 hours to clean it, so they're cleaning it thoroughly, which is good.
that's what we want. Clean,
Yeah,
clean,
that's
clean.
what we want. But when are they cleaning these machines? Like, are they
Yeah,
doing it really late or during the day?
yeah.
Probably
So
not the best
any
during the day or
people
night,
who
I guess.
works at McDonald's or used to work at McDonald's, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us the inside scoop here. I think everybody wants to know
Mm-hmm.
if it's
Like, how
truly
many ice
broken.
cream machines do you guys have? Like, just the one?
One, I've only ever seen one, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's a miss. Or does it really take 3 hours to clean? Who knows,
Yeah.
right?
And how often are they cleaning them?
And how often? Yeah, that's a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the how
You would
often.
think if it always breaks, they would have someone there that always knew how to fix it, like someone on staff.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
that common.
Well, I mean, it is summer weather. You assume everybody would, a lot of orders would come through.
Why can't they
So
buy like the machines from Dairy Queen or something? You don't see them like shutting down. Like, sorry, no ice cream for you.
that's true. Yeah, you go into Dairy Queen for what? Ice cream, and then
Mm-hmm.
they say sorry. You'd be kind of one PO'd
Yeah.
customer, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess we both believe that they're full of beep on this one.
Yeah, I
All
think
right,
so.
I think so too.
Serve us our ice cream, please.
And or smoothie, whichever
Yeah,
whichever stream you go on.
smoothie one's interesting as well. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure they're different machines, obviously, but sometimes, yeah, there's been a few times with smoothies for me, but the one time I thought it was complete BS that was broken, just the way
The
the person.
attitude.
Well,
Yeah.
there was a bit of attitude and the explanation. My daddy instinct said, "This is,"
Mm-hmm.
so whatever. So we got orange juice, but
Mm-hmm.
kids are happy, so we're good.
Yeah. Okay, so last conspiracy theory. This one's a big one. Everyone has heard about this one. Like big YouTubers have made videos about this. Chuck E. Cheese. Do they recycle their pizzas or not? Right? Like we've all seen the photos where all the slices kind of don't line up, how some are longer than others. Or if you order, say, a half cheese pizza or half pepperoni pizza, you're like, why is like where they cut in the middle is like, okay, why is a piece of pepperoni's gone? Or why isn't it not aligning?
Is
Do
it
they
a
recycle their pizza? I myself have never been to a Chuck E. Cheese because I don't have children, so I can't go in and play games. Right? So
not just
I
be
can't
creepy?
say, yeah, I've never experienced it, but just seeing the amount of photos that have like come out from this, it's crazy. I don't know if Chuck E. Cheese has come out. I'm pretty sure they came out and be like, no, we don't recycle our pizzas. But come on, the photos
Yeah.
at the
Well,
deli I worked at, We actually had a pizza station. So I made pizzas myself, and we didn't even have one of those roller, like those pizza
Oh yeah,
slicers. We had like a big knife that we had to hold down and like press
edge to
down.
edge, like
Yeah, edge
the
to edge.
boats.
So
Yeah.
even with that, I wasn't the best, but at least you could tell it was part of one pizza. There was not any pizzas that were bigger than each other, no weird half a slice of pepperonis missing from a slice. So yeah, like, do you think it's
I don't
true?
know. Okay, I'll just say I don't think it's true because I actually worked at a Chuck E. Cheese.
Nice.
One of my most awesome jobs ever. I was 16 at the time. I actually worked in the kitchen, so I experienced how the pizza's made. Chuck E. Cheese did come out and made a statement that said that their doughs are made fresh daily.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
which we did when I worked there. So I will vouch for Chuck E. Cheese. I'm a supporter of the mouse. And then so we had the kitchen staff who made the doughs for the day. I saw them, mix it. There's a giant machine. So
Mm-hmm.
your KitchenAid mixer you have at home.
Yep.
Imagine like 30 times bigger than that.
Oh, okay. So
So it
so
poured the flour
something
in,
they yeah,
all
something
those
they would
things.
have at bakeries or something.
Yeah, it's like industrial size.
Mm-hmm.
So we make the doughs, go through the pizza, and as somebody, as part of your prep, you would shape the dough out in terms of the trays. So you have
Oh,
to,
you wouldn't throw
shove
it
it
up
in.
in the air and be like, "Woo!"
Well, I no, I never did that, but a guy I used to work with did, and he was a master at that. So
Nice.
I'll say it was not true because I went through it. Now, the weird part is how do they get the shape so messed up? Maybe the person that made the pizza just wasn't that good. I don't know, but I can't see them recycling the pizza just from my own experience. So
I don't know. Like you've seen the photos
I have seen
where
yes, when you
where
showed me
it's
the pictures.
it's all distorted, and you're like, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, but you could tell when it's like
Yeah.
part of a pizza.
Yeah. Well, when you showed me it, I did, question it too.
Mm-hmm.
I did go, huh? But I don't know. I think they're just bad pizza makers or bad cutters, one of the two. But who
Maybe
knows?
they've changed since like you worked there.
Quite possibly, yes. Well, because since I worked there, I too was the mascot there.
Oh,
So don't
so
tell
you did
anyone.
everything there,
I did. I
from
was
chef to mascot?
for chef to mascot. Yes, I can tell you exactly what that uniform, mascot uniform, was like, and it was gross. No, it was fun, but it definitely, you have your multiple mascots and multiple people sweat, and so
Ugh.
yes, you clean it, deodorize it, dry clean it, professionally clean it, all of those things. But of course, things linger. So I have some crazy mascot stories, for you as well, either now or in a future episode.
Oh,
But
tell us one.
ooh, okay,
Best one.
best one. So okay, I'll give you two. One was in Edmonton, so where NomTrip's HQ is.
Hmm.
We have this thing called the Klondike Parade or K Days, depending on which area you're in.
Generation, I guess.
Generation, I guess it'd be, or a capital X is another one. All those things. So it must have been mid 90s where we did the parade as part of that. So there's a parade that goes on, kicks off the summer, festivities, all those things in the city. So I remember it was a very hot day, and I was Chuck E. Cheese
Ugh.
that day in the parade,
Ugh.
walking. I can't remember how many kilometers or miles, depending on where you're listening. But I remember at the end of the day, it was. I think Chucky was very vibrant at the beginning, right? You're all excited, adrenaline's
Yeah.
pumping. Towards the end, I'm pretty sure I look like a dead mouse as I cross the
Did you get
the
to like
finish
sit
line.
on that? Did you guys have a float or anything?
We walked it.
Oh
We
no.
walked the
You
whole
couldn't even
thing.
sit on a float.
No, I could no. We didn't have the budget for a float. I don't
Oh
think, but
no.
we walked the whole thing, and it was a crew of us, which was crazy fun. But I remember it was then. So next funny story. Oh yes, it was related to pizza making. It was a slow weekday evening. So Weekly evenings are typically so because there's no birthday parties. If
Hmm.
maybe one, I don't know. So staff was kept pretty thin, right? So there's only 3, 4 of us working, whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember that night I worked the kitchen as well as the mascot. So in the kitchen, you'd make the pizza, you'd cut it, serve it on a tray, and then you'd come out and help the dining room if it was busy, whatever. But anyways, I did have to come out, serve the dining room, or serve the customers the pizza in the dining room. And then there was a birthday party, so then I had to go dress up the mascot now. So
Oh my goodness.
as I'm dressing up, because it's just imagine a hallway, and then to go change, right? One kid actually followed me to the back. I didn't know. And then I had my mascot on, or like just the neck down mascot or costume, I guess it would
Uh-huh.
be. So imagine it's like a Velcro costume.
Yeah.
You put gloves on that are mouse hands. You put shoes on that are mouse feet with shoes. And the
Uh-huh.
last thing you put on is the giant helmet with, Chuck E. Cheese head, essentially.
Yeah.
And the kid walked in on me as I'm about to put the head on. So there was shock on both sides because I was like, oh my God, I just ruined this kid's experience at Chuck E.
Did he
Cheese.
run away?
He did. He ran away. And then whatever, show had to continue. We did the show. And then he came up to me after the show and was like, Chucky, I saw you make the pizza too. I was like, all right, he's focused on like it didn't really click in, which is great because a super fun experience for the kid, right? It's like, oh, Chucky made the pizza and he's Chucky.
Hmm.
But I have no idea where this kid is now, but it was just a hilarious story because it is just all part of the fun of being Chuck E. Cheese too,
So
right?
when you're in the costume, do you talk?
No, you're
No,
not
right?
allowed to talk. No,
Oh,
but
okay.
kids would do some crazy stuff though. They'd reach into the back of your head because
Ugh.
yeah, and then because they're just crazy, right? Kids, so they'll like touch your, try to touch your neck, and some kids would totally be, pretty disrespectful and violent towards the mouse, right? So
Oh man.
at that point, you would talk because they're typically older, like early teens, and they know that you're not real. So
But
you
they're
you tell the
allowed
kid.
in Chuck E. Cheese? I thought there was a age limit
Oh
that
no,
you.
they're allowed if you're part of a family or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Matt, it'd be some crazy things. You've had some parents try to drop off kids for essentially babysitting, but you have to be 16 and over without a parent or an
Wow.
adult. So we've had to say no and turn people away, and parents get mad. I'm like, they're your kids, right? Like I'm
That's
16 myself. I'm not gonna babysit your kids. So yeah, this is
crazy.
some, but it's one of my best jobs ever.
Did you tell your kids you used to work there?
I did. So my kids are 9 and 7 now, and it's much different in terms of the costume and the experience a little bit. But yes, I told them, and they at first they were a little bit like, I got to put one and one together.
Uh-huh.
But once they put it together, they're just like, oh, okay, that's hilarious, that's awesome. But whenever we'd go to Chuck E. Cheese, because you've never been without kids or for a
Hmm.
birthday party, they'll always look at Chuck E. Cheese and then look at me and it says, and then confirm, Dad, is that what you did? And I
Like,
was like,
yep.
yes. So super fun, super hilarious. But Chuck E. Cheese has been in the news lately too. I think
Yes, I think they were closing down now.
yeah, filed for bankruptcy, so they're figuring out how to get rid of like tickets, the physical tickets that they printed, I think. So it was
Oh.
cheaper to shred them all or whatever process they take than to actually still give them away and then people claim the prizes. It was something crazy like that. But anyways, tell us your experience with Chuck E. Cheese. Love to hear, especially if you were in the Edmonton, Alberta, Canada Chuck E. Cheese back in the 90s. I may have been Chucky. You might be listening. But tell us about your experience at Chuck E. Cheese and your kids. But most importantly, tell us whether you believe in this conspiracy
Yes,
theories
do you believe
of
it or not?
pizzas. But
If you've never seen it, just Google it. It's all over.
yeah, it is. So I don't know. Maybe it has changed. You're right. It's been a while. It's
Mhm.
over 20 years ago that I worked there. So
Yeah. This was a short episode, but nice and short for a short commute or a coffee break.
Yeah,
That'll
just
be
to
a
get
fun
your mind
episode.
off whatever. We thought we'd do this fun ones. Vic and I are pretty into conspiracy theories, so let
But
us know if you have more. We'd love to chat with you or
yes,
learn
but
more.
our nom tip for
Ooh,
this week's episode is don't believe everything you read.
that is true.
Right?
There's
Do your
there's
research and
yeah.
actually see if it's true or not.
That is true because there's a lot of rumors that fly around like restaurants or whatever, right? So when you travel, like experience it for yourself. Like reviews aren't everything sometimes. Sometimes we're so critical to say I have to go to a place that's 4.9 out of 5 on Google, or everybody's raving about it on social media. But I think what's important is your own experience and how you feel about it. I mean, part of the experience isn't just the food or the dish itself. It's about experiencing the place, right? So yeah, that's our tip for
Yeah.
this episode.
We'll see you guys next time.
Next time, see ya.